Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of The Witness. I've spent the better part of 10-15 minutes kind of wandering around looking for the last few bits of this obelisk over here. And I did find a little bit of something. I found that one. But the thing is, these are the windmill pieces, so we can finish that in a minute. But this is absolutely perplexing me. I don't know what it could possibly be. I feel like there's a little boat puzzle to be had around this. Just like these colors, it's too perfect, right? It's gotta be something. And also, I believe these are solved from the boat. So we'll have to check that out later, but I guess we can go ahead and head over to the windmill. Especially since I'm completely stumped. Oh, the windmill's not this way. The windmill's kind of... It is around this way? Maybe? Yeah. It's so weird, like, trying to make your way through this little foresty area. It's always... It never feels quite right. So if the obelisk is to be believed, the swirly thing is around here somewhere. Like in front of the windmill. At least that's what I'm making myself believe. Also, if you watched the end cinematic with me, something that is worth pointing out, it did this weird zoom in on a lady holding a flickering lamp in this lake. But as I was wandering around, I looked for that lady with the flickering lamp, but I was unable to find her. I wasn't even able to find the flickering lamp. So I wonder if all of those things were clues as to how to solve... Wait. There's a lady. She's holding a lamp, but it's not flickering. It's actually creepy because she's like drowned and trying to hold the lamp above water to keep it from going out. Let's go get a closer look. This one's not bloomed. There it is. But it's still not flickering. Huh. Also, anything I solve over here would probably go to that obelisk. But yeah, I'm gonna go solve the spinning windmill. I'm not gonna make you sit through all the rotations of it. It was pretty excruciating the first time, trying to sit through all of it. But I'm really curious to see where the swirly piece is from. Maybe I have to be on a boat. Maybe it's another boat one. It's just gonna be tricky. But it's whatever. Okay, so here's one. I had to get down. What? No way! What? This is ridiculous. No, this is the worst. Alright, I think maybe this one's it. It's kind of dragging me towards where I need to be to crawl on in there, and I'm in! Yes! Is it moving faster now? No, that's just my imagination. It's the pure, raw adrenaline pumping through me after solving that most difficult puzzle. Jokes. Okay, and here comes the third and final one. Oh, it'll be good. It'll feel good to get this stupid windmill out of the way. Oh, please line up. Please line up. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right. Also, I saw this, like, creepy silhouette of like a nerve endings or capillaries of a man here. It's a little weird. I wonder if there's a face that matches it anywhere. Anyway, time to go down here, watch a few more movies. We have 3 saved up. Let's go long to short. Still really curious. How do we get in there? I want to get in there so bad. Oh, it's the biggest mystery of all. All right. Let's see. Let's do this long one first. Let me turn my page to see if I can match this accurately. Oh, up here. I drew this little off. Here we go. Yes? Hi. How are you? Hey. Say something, man. You're creeping me out. What are you doing? Is this just gonna be like 8 minutes of you just standing there?
Know yourself as the open, empty, luminous presence of awareness.
So that was about a 40-minute talk on existentialism and the concept of existing and being, love, peace, thought, etc. A very intriguing concept and something that, while intriguing, was not extremely compelling, if I'm going to be completely fair or honest. And the way that he spoke is in such a slow,
Relatively speaking,
deliberate way. Kind of how I'm doing right now, except I'm doing it to think. He might have been doing it to think, but I don't know. I don't know. It was interesting, and I didn't see any circles, which is clearly the more important of what we're trying to accomplish here. But anyway, that is... God, that's 3 out of 6 movies. And I'm hoping that was the longest because, by God. By the way, you might notice that I didn't show you the movie. I'm not going to include the whole movie in this episode. I will. There is a link below if you would like to see it for yourself. It may go to an unlisted video on my channel. It may go to somewhere else on YouTube. But if you'd like to see the 40-minute talk, go ahead and find the link in the description below and then come back. You can pause this video. Go ahead. I'll wait for you, I promise. Okay, now that you've had the opportunity to go watch that video, let's go ahead and solve another one of these. Maybe it'll be shorter, but hopefully it is just as intriguing. I believe this is... Is this it? Now we go up, then down, and we go around, and then into this hole. Number 6.
So it's absolutely simple what I have to say to you.
She looks somber.
That's what my teacher said to me. And I'm still deeply discovering the reverberation of that. And it's simply stop looking for what you want. Not cynically stop looking for what you want. Because there's a way of stopping looking for what you want in resignation and cynicism and closing down. But innocently, openly, stop looking for what you want in this moment, not tomorrow when you have it, but in this moment, to take one moment, whatever it is you want, however mundane or profound, and just stop looking for it. And you will find more than what you could ever want. Because more than what can be wanted is already who you are. It's too simple to be grasped, but absolutely, completely realizable. If, and it is a huge if, of course, you are willing to give up your hope that what you want will be found in the next thought, or the next activity, or the next day, or the next man, or the next woman, or the next teaching, or the next experience. So that's huge. That's the challenge. And I've blessedly traveled to Australia to challenge you in that direction, that directionless direction. It's so simple that it has to be said over and over, because it just slips right by the mind. And if it's said over and over and in enough ways and then not said, it can just be revealed. Not as something new, but as something absolutely fresh. Not new, but fresh. Who you are is not new, but it is always fresh. Who you think you are is old and dead. We just keep trying to think it a little better, squeeze some life. Is that clear? It is? Because that's really the basis of what I have to say. It's not a teaching. It's not a belief system. It's not a way to live your life. It's not a should stop. It's not an if you stop, you will be rich and famous and universally loved and never have a sad moment. None of that, I promise. But if you're willing to investigate for yourself without believing it, or learning it, or hoping to get something from it, just a pure investigation out of the natural curiosity of the human mind, just to investigate for yourself, what is here when I stop trying to get anything? And how much of that is here? And where does that begin? And where does that end? And then the question, am I willing to trust that? And then the challenges get very big. But we'll get to that later. Any questions about what I just said? Want me to say it again? You already are everything you want, only maybe not in the way you imagine what you want. And it's that imagination itself that keeps you from discovering that you already are everything you want. So if you just take this evening as an experiment to give up any imagination, any image of what you need to be totally fulfilled, just give it up. It's just an image, just a thought. Maybe a spiritual thought, maybe a worldly thought, a relationship thought, career thought. Just give it up. And directly discover what's here, unthought, unimagined. How's that? Good. Good.
Interesting. Deep. Alright, so I have one more in my collection. And then that'll be the last of the movies, at least for a while. And let me orient this in the correct way. It should just be like this. Hopefully this one... Well, that one was pretty short, so... Especially compared to the last one. But I didn't see any circles in that one either. They'll probably pop up as I review them again later. But let's take a look at this final movie that we have collected so far.
And so, by a backhanded, upside-down argument, was predicted that there is in carbon a level at 7.82 million volts, and then experiments in the laboratory with carbon show indeed that there is. And therefore, the existence in the world of all these other elements is very closely related to the fact that there is this particular level in carbon. But the position of this particular level in carbon seems to us, after knowing the physical laws, to be a very complicated accident of 12 complicated particles interacting. So I wish to illustrate by this example that an understanding of the physical laws doesn't give you an understanding in a sense of understanding significance of the world in any way. The details of real experience are very far often from the fundamental laws. There are, in a way of speaking in the world, we have a way of discussing the world which you could call, we discuss it at various hierarchies or levels. Now, I don't mean to be very precise, there's a level, there's another level, and another level, but I will indicate by describing a set of ideas to you, just one after the other, what I mean by hierarchies of ideas. For example, at one end, we have the fundamental laws of physics. Then we invent other terms for concepts which are approximate, who have, we believe, the ultimate explanation in terms of the fundamental laws. For instance, heat. Heat is supposed to be the jiggling, and it's just a word for a hot thing, is just a word for a mass of atoms which are jiggling. For that, fundamentally, we should think of the atoms jiggling. But for a while, if we're talking about heat, we sometimes forget about the atoms jiggling. Just like when we talk about the glacier, we don't always think of the hexagonal ice snowflakes which originally fell. Another example of the same thing is a salt crystal. Looked at fundamentally, it's a lot of protons, neutrons, and electrons. But we have this concept, salt crystal, which carries a whole pattern already of fundamental interactions, or idea like pressure. Now, if we go higher up from this, in another level, we have properties of substances like refractive index, how light is bent when it goes through something, or surface tension, the fact that the water tends to pull itself together, is described by a number. I remind you that we have to go through several laws down to find out that it's the pull of the atoms and so on, but we still say surface tension, and don't worry when we're discussing surface tension of the inner workings, always. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Go on, up in the hierarchy. With the water, we have the waves, and we have a thing like a storm. We have a word for storm, which represents an enormous mass of phenomena. Or sunspot, or star, which is an accumulation of things. And it's not worthwhile always to think of it way back. In fact, we can't, because the higher up we go, we have too many steps in between, each one of which is a little weak, and we haven't thought them all through yet. If we go up in this hierarchy of complexity, we get to things like frog, or nerve impulse, which you see is an enormously complicated thing in the physical world, involving an organization of matter in a very elaborate complexity. And then we go on, we come to things, words, and concepts like man, and history or political expediency and so forth, which is a series of concepts that we use to understand things at an ever higher level. And going on, we come to things like evil and beauty and hope. Now, which end is nearer to the ultimate creator or the ultimate? So if I make a religious metaphor, which end is nearer to God? Beauty and hope or the fundamental laws? I think that the right way, of course, is to say that the whole structural interconnections of the thing is the thing that we have to look at, and that the sequence of hierarchy, that all the sciences and all the efforts, not just the sciences, but all the efforts of intellectual kind, are to see the connections of the hierarchies is to connect beauty to history, is to connect history to man's psychology, the man's psychology to the working of the brain to the neural impulse to the chemistry, and so forth, up and down, both ways. And today we cannot, and there's no use making believe we can, draw carefully a line all the way from one end of this thing to the other. In fact, we've just begun to see that there is this relative hierarchy. And so I don't think either end is nearer to God's. And it's to stand at either end and to walk out off the end of the pier only, hoping out in that direction is the complete understanding, is a mistake. And to stand with evil and beauty and hope, or to stand with the fundamental laws, hoping that way to get a deep understanding of the whole world with that aspect alone, is a mistake. And it is not sensible either for the ones who specialize at one end and the ones who specialize at the other end to have such disregard for each other. They don't actually, but the people say they do. So. But that actually the great mass of workers in between, connecting one step to another, are improving all the time our understanding of the world, both from working at the ends and working in the middle. And in that way, we are gradually understanding this connection, this tremendous world of interconnecting hierarchies.
If you expected science to give all the answers to the wonderful questions about what we are, where we're going, what the meaning of the universe is, and so on, then I think you could easily become disillusioned and then look for some mystic answer to these problems. How a scientist can take a mystic answer, I don't know, because the whole spirit is to understand. Well, never mind that. I don't understand that. But anyhow, if you think of it, though, the way I think of what we're doing is we're exploring. We're trying to find out as much as we can about the world. People say to me, are you looking for the ultimate laws of physics? No, I'm not. I'm just looking to find out more about the world. And if it turns out there is a simple ultimate law that explains everything, so be it. That would be very nice to discover. If it turns out it's like an onion with millions of layers and we're just sick and tired of looking at the layers, then that's the way it is. But whatever way it comes out, its nature is there and she's going to come out the way she is. And therefore, when we go to investigate it, we shouldn't pre-decide what it is we're trying to do except to find out more about it. If you say, but your problem is, why do you find out more about it? If you thought that you were trying to find out more about it because you're going to get an answer to some deep philosophical question, you may be wrong. It may be that you can't get an answer to that particular question by finding out more about the character of nature. But I don't look at it. My interest in science is to simply find out about the world. And the more I find out, the better it is. I like to find out. There are very remarkable mysteries about the fact that we're able to do so many more things than apparently animals can do, and other questions like that. But those are mysteries I want to investigate without knowing the answer to them. And so altogether, I can't believe the special stories that have been made up about our relationship to the universe at large, because they seem to be too simple, too connected, too local, too provincial. The earth, he came to the earth. One of the aspects of God came to the earth, mind you. And look at what's out there. How can he, it isn't in proportion. Anyway, it's no use arguing. I can't argue it. I'm just trying to tell you why the scientific views that I have do have some effect on my beliefs. And also another thing has to do with the question of how do you find out if something's true? And if you have all these theories of the different religions have all different theories about the thing, then you begin to wonder. Once you start doubting, just like you're supposed to doubt, you ask me, is the science true? We say, no, we don't know what's true. We're trying to find out. Everything is possibly wrong. Start out understanding religion by saying everything is possibly wrong. Let us see. As soon as you do that, you start sliding down an edge, which is hard to recover from. And so with the scientific view, or my father's view, that we should look to see what's true and what may not be true, once you start doubting, which I think to me is a very fundamental part of my soul, is to doubt and to ask. And when you doubt and ask, it gets a little harder to believe. You see, one thing is I can live with doubt and uncertainty and not knowing. I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong. I have approximate answers and possible beliefs and different degrees of certainty about different things, but I'm not absolutely sure of anything. And there are many things I don't know anything about, such as whether it means anything to ask, why we're here, and what the question might mean. I might think about it a little bit. If I can't figure it out, then I go to something else. But I don't have to know an answer. I don't feel frightened by not knowing things, by being lost in the mysterious universe without having any purpose, which is the way it really is, as far as I can tell, possibly. It doesn't frighten me.
Huh. That's probably the most interesting lecture on physics that I've ever heard. What was it? This one? Kind of want to take a look behind, but I don't expect to find anything here. The echo is a little weird, not gonna lie. Let's
With the scientific method, I don't feel frightened.
I don't feel frightened. Neither do I. Neither do I, man. The universe is what it is. We all have our beliefs. Something links up here. There's got to be a circle there. There's got to be, right? Finding where it is, that's the tricky part. We'll have to investigate that some more in the future. In fact, I'm not really sure where to go investigate next. We can ride on boats. I actually kind of want to check out this lighthouse again, because we didn't really find anything last time we were over here. Sounds like it's boiling. Holy shit. Alright, it sounds fine now. But yeah, it sounded like it was boiling. It's a little scary. So, did I ever come down this way? I don't think I ever did. Hey, the boat's still there. I don't think I ever did come down this way. Or maybe I did and I just don't remember. I've done a lot of things in this game. But what is the point of down here? I ask. And I say, to that, I have no clue. It's a nice little scenic route. An interesting little diversion. And something that I had otherwise already planned out for myself. Also, what happens? Like, there's nothing here. There's gotta be something, man. What if I mean, the shadow already says that you have what you want. I don't know, I guess I was just kind of hoping that maybe, just maybe, we'll have something here that I didn't see before. But I'm not seeing anything I didn't see before, unfortunately. But yeah, we did spend a lot of time watching movies. And on the next episode, I'll probably take a boat and just start kind of sailing around, looking for stuff. And of course, I'm not going to make you sit around and watch all that in excruciating detail. See if I can figure this out before we end the episode at least. Here's one, maybe? Wait, let me line this up a little bit better. Might be more to this than just this. So there's one endpoint. Let's see if we can find more endpoints here. That's exciting. Endpoints. Endpoints. I think the closer we get, the less possibility there is for us to find anything here. Oh, jeez. Okay, here's a rock. How about this? No, not quite. Not quite. So there's something here. Something. We did find something down here. That's great. I wasn't actually expecting... It's just kind of lined up. I mean, that's kind of how things work in this game. They just accidentally line up until you find a solution that you were never expecting. Let's climb up here. Maybe we'll find some... How did I not see that the few times that I climbed up and down this stairs? This area here. How did I not see it at all? Also, are we anywhere close to being done with this? Actually, we are very close. I did that one already, okay. There's a lot here. There's probably one right there. How am I gonna get this one though? I don't see any readily apparent way. I don't think I'll find it up here. Maybe there's another one. What the? Oh, I found an accident. I don't even, like, I see it, but I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And then there's these two? Like, where are they? Like, where are they? We'll worry about that later. We have plenty of other stuff to worry about around here. Like such as, for instance, going back to this and solving its apparent puzzles. Okay, there's an endpoint here. Good. There's an endpoint here, which I don't think I've hit yet. Wait, is that one too? I'm being blocked. Okay, how about... Get out of my way, plant! Plant! Oh, now the building's in my way. Great. Okay, how do I get down there? How do I get to that one? How do I get to that one while I'm at it? Do I need to boat my way to it? Or do I just need to do this thing right here? Great. So there's one left, two left here. That and that. And I know this has got to be one of them. It's just got to be, man. It's right there. It's right there. It's just... getting there, how? Okay, I think I found it. Right here. And there's gotta be one more. We did this one. Does it come around this way? Yes. Yes, it does. So we come down, climb down the stairs, then go around. And there are a small handful remaining on this obelisk over here. No, there's still another one. There's still another one. Hold the phones. Hold the phones. There's still another one. You know what? I need to get up there. This episode's running a little long because of those movies, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I mean, if I didn't run these episodes long, I don't think I would ever finish the series. So back up to this obelisk so we can get a better view. And then we would be very, very, very close to finishing up over here, which is an exciting proposition. Alright, so it ends somewhere like over here. Or over here. Right? Maybe it ends on the ground. Okay, it goes to the right. And then it goes around, up and over. See, I don't know if that even made any sense to me. Goes down into the right, and then into the up and to the over. I mean, this also could be like a red herring making me think that it is what it is, but it probably isn't what it is. I just want to solve this last one before the end of the episode. It's almost there. I'm really intrigued to see what happens whenever we solve a whole obelisk. And I'm really intrigued, on top of that, to see what happens whenever we solve a whole game. Didn't I already do this one? No, it's supposed to... Is that it? Ah, I think that's it. So if we connect it up... Wait a minute, so... Having a hard time finding the angle to this one. If I could just remember exactly how the shape worked, then I think I'd be fine, but I don't. So it comes... I gotta get far enough. I have to link it up like this, don't I? If I come this way, then there's no way I can get out. Here it is. There it is. Alright, well that solves that obelisk. Well, I mean, it doesn't solve the obelisk, but we're very close. And I think I'm going to make that, my goal on the next episode. So let's go, before I end the episode, let's go take another look at the obelisk. Hold on a fucking second. What the shit? There's no, are you kidding me? With this? With this right now? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Do you see what I see? Oh my god. Game? What's your problem? Almost. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? This is the kind of thing I have to look for? This is insane. This is bonkers. This is pretty cool, but holy shit. Wow, okay. Okay. Okay? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, good. Good, we have a plan. We have a plan. Look at literally everything in the world. Alright, good. Good talk. And hopefully on the next episode we will find this. And I will see you there.